Hello, wonderful people. Welcome back to the show. Your favorite host, Don Chukwemeka. I want to say a very prosperous new year to you, a joy filled new year to you, and welcome to 2025. All right. So don't forget on this show, we're here to work with you. We're here to walk with you on every part of the way. We're here to hold hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder with you and get you to your dreams and your goals. Okay. So let's get back. Let's get into the show. It's going to be a very interesting thing today, and I want you to sit back, whether you're driving, you're on your couch, you're in your house, whatever you are doing. Take a few minutes to ponder what we're going to talk about today because new 2025 for a brand uh, new 2025 for a fun few 2025, we need to have some things sorted out. Okay, let's talk about some of these things. All right, welcome back to the show. As I said, it's a new year, and we want to talk about some very key things. And I know I'm very much aware that a lot of people have made some New Year resolutions. Some are also making some New Year resolutions, and some people want to talk about kind of how much money they want, how much of the kind of car they want to buy, the kind of house they want to build, where they want to travel to, how much money they want to make, and the kind of business they want to establish, and so many things. So we talk about, okay, new year, I'm going to get into the gym, I'm going to build some muscles, I'm going to shed off some weight, and whatever it is. Those are all great things to talk about. Those are all great things to do. All right. And I want to encourage you, whatever you're setting out your heart to do, don't just set out the heart or to do it, or don't just set out, to do it for a few weeks. Continue with it. Consistency is where the result comes. Without consistency, if you do it for 2-3 weeks and you quit, you're not going to see the result. Okay. So I'm not here to talk about your goals or what you want to accomplish or what the kind of house you want to build and all of those stuff, how much money you want. Those are not the focus of this of today's talk. But today I want us to talk about self-management. Okay. I want us to talk about self-management, self-fulfillment. Now, not in terms of money, not in terms of property you acquired or you want to acquire, the business you want to open, not in that respect, but self-management. Now, I know that so many things you're going to acquire so much money, and some people will lose a lot of money, some people will get fired, some people will get a job. All that we know is going to happen. So there's nothing about prophecy in that aspect. But I want to talk about the very great things, the very things that really gives your life a meaning, and that is you. I want you to write this down, if you will. You are the major key to your fulfillment. You are the major key to your fulfillment. Now, why did I say that? You can acquire whatever property you want to acquire, but if you are not in the picture anymore, those doesn't belong to you anymore. You are the major key to whatever you want to accomplish. Let's say you want to start a business. If you are not involved, if you are not healthy enough, if you are not in the place where you need to be, a right friend of mine and all that stuff, those will not work. You want to buy this, expensive house or whatever it is. If you are not in the picture, that will not happen. So you are your major. You are the major raw material to the future you want. I ask people, what are your most expensive investment or asset? What is your most expensive asset? What is your most valuable asset? And some people say my house, my car, my wife, or whatever it is. But the truth is, it is you. It is you first. If you are not there, every other thing will come crumbling. If you are not there, let's say you, God forbid, some people pass away or somebody passes away, whatever they've acquired is no longer of importance to them, at least. So you are the major raw material for your future. Now, that is what I want to talk about you as a person, not you as based on what you've acquired or what your degrees are, how much degrees you have, not in that respect, but you as a person. Okay? So that is what I want us to focus on today. Let me also say this. For you to have a very fulfilled 2025, you must pay attention to a few of these things we're going to talk about. You must pay particular attention to these things. If not, it's just going to pass as one of those years. And in some cases, some people may be more miserable. Some people will have more disappointment. Some people go through different things. Some people go through different, circles of life, which is going to happen anyways. Because in life, it's either you're heading out of one issue or you're coming out of one or you're already in one. Okay? Either you're getting out of one, or you're heading to one, or you're already in one. So things will always happen. Remember this: as the seasons in life, summer, winter, autumn, spring, and all of that stuff, the same way is going to happen to anybody and everybody on this planet. You have moments of joy, you have moments of sadness, you have moments of peace, you have moments of, everything is going to happen. But I want us to focus on this. Will your moment of joy and moment of sadness be influenced by something from the outside or by you? Are you going to focus on what is outside? Are you going to focus on what I'm acquiring and those alone will be the source of your joy? Are you going to focus, my girlfriend, my wife, my children, my whatever it is, my girlfriend and my boyfriend and all of those stuff, are those going to be your major source of joy? The things you link your joy to, or are you going to be your own source of joy? Are you going to focus on, how much money I have, or the job I'm applying for, or the contract I'm pursuing, or the business I'm chasing? Would that be your source of joy? Or are you going to be your own source of joy? Are you going to focus your encouragement based on what someone else tells you, or will you be your own source of encouragement? Now, here's the thing. If you are going to focus on what anybody else is saying, or what the outside environment is saying to you, understand this: you have a year filled with so much roller coaster emotions. And this is why I want us to talk about this. But I want you, while you make your New Year resolutions, please also decide, very important, to be your own source of joy, to be your own source of encouragement. Don't link everything that you're going to accomplish to be your joy. No, it's not going to happen. Why did I say that? It's only going to take a few disappointments for your whole day or your whole week or your whole month or the whole year to be ruined for you. It's only going to take a few disappointments, which is going to happen anyways. So if you are going to focus on, if this thing goes well, I'll be happy. If it doesn't go well, I'll be sad. Then you prepare that you have a roller coaster kind of year. And that is why I'm talking to you today. All right? On that note, what are the things I want us to talk about? What are the things I want you to think about? First of all, number one thing I want you to consider is your own actions. What are your actions going to be like in the new year? What are your actions going to be like towards yourself, first of all, before I talk about anybody else? Towards yourself, towards you as a person. You see, sometimes it's good to be selfish. And I want you to be selfish with respect to this particular topic right now. What will your actions be to you as a person? To you, not to your family, not to your kids, not to your wife, not to your siblings, not to your friends right now, not to your colleagues, but to you. What actions are you going to take for you to be a better version of you? See, irrespective of where you are right now, remember this: there's always room for improvement. Maybe you have acquired some money, that's great. Maybe you don't have, that's great. Maybe you're just managing, that's also awesome. But you see, for you to get to a new level, please understand that you have to take action, and this action might involve some things that may not be palatable to you right now. It may not be comfortable to you right now. You see, for you to get to a certain level, you have to be willing to sacrifice this present version of you. For you to get a promotion at your job, what are you supposed to do? Work more, or maybe acquire some extra degrees or some extra certificates, right? Why would you do that? Because you want to upgrade, you want to get from this version of you to a new version of you. This same way applies to you as a person. If you want to say, I want a happier 2025, also know that you need to do certain things that will take you beyond where you were in 2024. And that is why it is important that you control your own actions. Sometimes we want to, blame everybody else, which is very easy to blame everybody else for whatever is happening to us. But listen, if we blame everybody else, we are just a miserable set of people. We're just irresponsible set of people. When things are not going the way we expect it to go or the way we want it to go, who is the first thing we're looking up to? Who is the first person we run back to? Ourselves. Look out the mirror and tell yourself, okay, what am I supposed to do that I'm not doing right now? What am I doing right now that I'm not supposed to do? Those two questions would get you back to track. What am I supposed to do that I'm not doing right now? And what am I doing right now that I'm not supposed to do? Both questions would get you to your dreams. If you actually pay attention, that is why I want you to pay attention to your own actions. Your actions when you are by yourself, your actions when you are amongst people. You see, when you are by yourself, that is where you have the utmost power. But unfortunately, because a lot of us have been so customized or so brainwashed that to seek our validation from other people. It looks like when we are by ourselves, we're miserable. But when we are amongst people, because they validate whatever we are thinking in our minds, we think that is where we need to be. Not really. Most, and in fact, not even most, all the most valuable decisions you can take and stick to them would happen when you're by yourself. All the major inventions happen when people are by themselves, because when you are by yourself, you can actually think. You can sit down and analyze your own thoughts. But when you are amongst people, everybody's saying certain things and so many thoughts is flying to your mind, it becomes confusing. So I want you to first of all consider your own actions. What is your action today? What are you planning to do? I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you pay attention to this. And as Christians, or you're a Christian or you're Muslim or whatever your religion is, I want you to understand this. All of them, all the religions are built towards making you a better person. Forget what the religion, the rituals that are attached to what all the religions might be. The whole thing is geared towards making you a better person. Unfortunately, yes, some people have misunderstood it. Some people have gone different directions, and it looks like, oh, it's all bad right now. No, it's not. It's just that people have left the original reason or the original blueprint they should work on. So consider your actions in that field as well. If you are a religious leader, consider your actions in that respect. Before you come out and tell people, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what we're supposed to do, understand what is the pros and cons of this action you want to take. In the next 1 year, the next 2 years, next 5 years, next 10 years, would these things still make sense to you? Will every action you're taking today lead you to your dreams and your goals? Some of you might be looking to get a job. Yes. You see, we in most times, because especially some of us in Western world, you are sometimes it looks like, oh, by default we are prone to going into the same field where our friends are. If you have friends who are truck drivers, you want to become a truck driver. If you have friends who are in this, maybe in IT, you want to become IT. Maybe you think that they make a lot of money. You have friends who are in medical field. You want to become a medical doctor or go into the medical field. Understand this. That is not what you need to do this year. Rather, this year, I want you to sit down by yourself and think about, okay, yes, I want to go into this thing, but what is my ultimate purpose in life? What is my ultimate goal? What's my dream? If your dream is become a millionaire, okay, if I get into this job, will it take me there? So your own actions. Let's say you already have a job, you're good with your job, you enjoy the job. Think about what else do I need to do to be better? Because understand this. If you do not improve in whatever field you're doing, your actions do not improve or get you to the better place or get you higher, you'll be miserable. And that is why we have a lot of miserable people all over the place. All right. So let's take that as first part. Would the next video will talk about the next thing as well. This is just number one thing I want you to think about: your own actions this year. Forget about what anybody else is saying. Forget about what your neighbors, your auntie, your uncle, your dad, your mom, your own your colleagues at work. Your own actions. Guess what you're accountable for? Your own actions, not what somebody else is saying. Guess what will be judged for? Your own actions. So think about your own actions today, going forward. All right. With that, thank you so much. Getting to the next one, we'll talk about even more and more intriguing things as we proceed. All right. Thank you so much. God bless you.